speaking of, by the way, actually making deals with terrorists, and this is why the Democratic takeover, again, was a great thing, obviously. Democrats are like, you know what? You remember that Halliburton was working with Iran and helping them? And, we're not supposed to, American companies aren't supposed to work with terrorist states like Iran. Why don't we go back and investigate that? So they had a hearing about it yesterday. And Sherrod Brown and Frank Lautenberg and a number of people went and took out a couple of 2x4s and a lead pipe and a blowtorch and went to work on Halliburton. And now, good work at crooksandliars.com. I saw the tape of Lautenberg and Brown. I'm sure the other senators did a great job as well, but that's the one I watched. And
I'm not sure, by the way.
Lautenberg's like, okay, so let me get this right. He's talking to the Halliburton representative, who, by the way, there's a great story behind that. I'll explain that in a second. He's like, so let me get this right. So the vice president used to be your CEO, and then you got all those no-bid contracts. Okay, we'll come back to that. And the vice president, and then you did business with Iran.
You had an office in Tehran when there was a law against it.
Right.
But it didn't apply to you because your corporate headquarters aren't in the United States, even though you're getting all these no-bid contracts from the government of the United States.
Now, we're going to come back to all that. But let me ask you this, he says. So does the vice president still have stock options in Halliburton? And she's like, yeah. Mm-hmm. So he's like, and when did those stock options expire? Like, when can he cash in on them? 2009. I mean, come on. But come on. How's that possible?
How much money do you think Dick Cheney's going to make?
Oh.
No, when he cashes those in, like, what do you think the number's going to be when it happens?
It's going to be gargantuan. And you know what kind of news it's going to make? Nothing. Like, if Gore had money in a company that was getting no bid contracts in a war Gore started, and at the end of his term, he was going to cash in on it. What kind of a story do you think that would make?
He's made them so much money. I mean, obviously, it was...
Since he came into office, their stock price, I believe, has quadrupled.
Yeah.
Can you understand that? The value of their company has gone up 4 times since Dick Cheney started a war and gave all the contracts without any competitive bids to his former company, Halliburton.
And by the way, do you know where they're housed now? Remember? You know where their corporate offices are?
Well, I know they used to be in Houston. No more.
Yeah.
They're in Dubai.
They're in the United Arab Emirates. The people who we gave the ports deal to initially. I wonder why they got the ports deal. And then Halliburton moved to the UAE. That's where the company is that gets all our no-bid contracts.
All right, now, let's come back to the Iran issue. So, in 1995, Bill Clinton says, look, you know what? Iran's a terrorist state, right? And we've declared them a terrorist state. So we can't do business with them. If you're in Iran and you're doing business, up and out of it. You're out. Your work is done there, okay? So, at that point, who's the CEO of Halliburton?
Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney says, okay, well, I got a better idea. Because Halliburton does a ton of business with Iran, right? So he says, you know what?
Because they have all that oil.
Right, of course. And they need equipment.
Right, and companies to help.
And Halliburton does oil equipment, right? That's one of the many things they do. And they do infrastructure for Iran as well. And so Cheney's like, no, better idea. All that stuff no longer U.S. We're in Iran. I don't know anything about Iran. I'm going to move all that stuff to a foreign subsidiary, which in a loophole in that law, a foreign subsidiary, as long as they're the ones making the decisions, can go ahead and work with a terrorist state.
Yeah,
so he moves all of those to the Cayman Islands. Now, the thing is, he didn't move a damn thing to the Cayman Islands. The 60 Minutes did a report on it. They have a mailbox in the Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
Okay? NBC did a report on it. These are not like, fly-by-night operations, okay? NBC did a report on it, and they're like, they called the Cayman Islands. They're like, could we talk to the person running your Iran branch?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, there's nobody here. Okay? And they're like, well, you would need to talk to the people in Houston. They make all the decisions.
Right.
So that would mean it was controlled in Houston, which would make it illegal. Who's the guy who set that up? Dick Cheney. Now, why is that not gargantuan news? Dick Cheney literally does business with a terrorist state. He set up his company to do business with a terrorist state.
He took control out of Houston. They made up a subsidiary, which was called like Al Halliburton, and set up the sort of corporate office. The Cayman Islands is sort of the world's Delaware. That's where you go to set up corporate offices.
So you don't get taxed, and so you can avoid all your local country's
whatever
laws.
whatever your local company's laws are, whatever the local country's taxes are, you avoid it. No one is there in Halliburton. All that's there are the banks.
So Nancy Pelosi goes to Syria to do diplomacy, and she's talking to terrorists, according to CNN, right? Dick Cheney actually does business with and puts money in his pocket from Iran, from doing business with Iran, who he's now threatening to invade. Okay? So he's threatening to attack them. He does business. He set it up for Halliburton to do business with Iran using a loophole in the law. Okay? And some people say that he's not really abiding by that loophole, and it's actually illegal. And he's going to cash in on all of his stock options that profit from the business that he does with a terrorist state in 2009 when he comes out of office.
And now let me
How is that okay? Now, that's when you look at it and you go, you know what? Kucinich is 100% right. Impeach him. Let's go. Let's get him the hell out of there.